is here to uplift and inspire you for you to set your destiny. Do not let anyone deter you from your life, your choices, and your dreams. It's all about you. Honey, through the humps and the bumps, you'll be all right. Speak for impact. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Speak for impact. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Here to make a change and not stay the same. Speak for impact.
Welcome back for another edition for Speak for Impact. Hey Charles, how you doing today?
I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. I told you this when I text you. It feels like it's been a long time since we had a summit. So even though it was last month, it just feels like it just took too long. So I'm here. I'm putting on my glasses for this one because I need to see clearly for it. So let's go.
Yes, I'm excited too. For some reason, it did feel long, and I know you said this was like a longer month, so I don't know what it is, but I'm glad to be back with you and be with our audience and keeping it positive. I know a lot of good things are going on. I know you have a little bit of good news that you want to share with the audience. I know we had a winner last month and whatnot. We'll have a winner today, so I'm excited. It's the holiday season. The end of the year, it's winding down. And would you say this is our number six? This is our sixth
Our
episode.
numbers. This is our number six. Our number six, and there's so much that I want to, you know, talk about and say, but I'll let you do what you do. But I'm just grateful to be here. I'm here in your world, Julinda. So I need everybody to go tap in, speak dash for dash impact.com and follow this woman on all social media platforms. If you haven't already, join, speak for impact, Julinda LeDee. She's that woman. So, this is her summit. Hey,
Yes,
on the bottom right there, book Julinda LeDee71 at gmail.com. So make sure y'all go do that, please. Go do it today,
yes, do
tomorrow.
that, do that.
Okay.
Yes, actually, we had an event earlier, last month, and it was a great. It was called Elevate to Empower. We had an amazing speaker there, and she was talking about branding. So a lot that what you do, how to put people on. If you want to buy some ad space, contact Next Legacy Radio, right? If you want that image to be enhanced, contact Next Legacy Radio. So all those skill sets that you provide. We had some amazing vendors there. So I appreciate the ladies coming out with their special gifts and different presentations. We had an African fashion show. So that was kind of
Nice.
dope,
Nice.
highlighting entrepreneurs. So that was a great thing always. And so again, it was about community, unity, and, just coming together. What was interesting too, we found a loophole. We had a woman who wants to start her own catering business, but she doesn't have a license and she's not sure the direction she wants to go. So my business
Oh,
partner,
wow.
she came up with the idea of a tasting table. So it's like, let's put out a tasting table and a tip jar. And she came with it. She came with ribs. She came with
Wow.
macaroni and cheese.
Wow. Right on then. Right
I
on.
thought it was gonna be, some little bougie food, some little finger foods.
Hey, she came with the ribs though. With the ribs. Did she come?
She
Wait,
came
wait.
with
Did she
it.
come with the bib too, or did we have to just thug it out with napkins, paper towels, or whatnot? No
Yeah,
bib,
yeah, yeah.
no bibs.
No bit, no bit. But
Okay.
yeah, yeah, so it was a great time, again, and a great experience. So all those who are out there looking for motivational empowerment presentations, we do things live. We're here every second Sunday from 12 to 1 Pacific Standard Time. So yeah, you can always check us out. We both have stations where you need that positive input. And I heard a brother just came out with a book, recently. So yeah, I think Charles Madison has a book called Amplified. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yes.
And so yeah, everyone's out here doing big things, and it's nice because it's the end of the year, and we get to reflect on all those amazing things that we've done. But we also get to reflect on those challenges that we overcame. That's actually building our resilience. And that's going to lead into my topic today, because when we're more resilient, we're more confident. When we walk in the room, oh no, our energy just shifts a whole different way because we know who we are. We know what we've been through. So it's
Hmm.
like whatever's happening that day, this is nothing. You have no
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so I have a question, a follow-up. But before I go into that, you have anything that you want to add?
No, I mean, I'm looking forward to this conversation because I just feel like this is uh, very important. Not just to shut down this year, but to begin a new year. A lot of people have those New Year's resolutions and stuff like that, and let's see if a lot of them stick. But I think a lot of self perseverance and self confidence and self
Mhm.
awareness and accountability should be on the front and center. You can always talk about, hey, I need to go make some money in 2026, or oh, I need to go to the gym in 2026, or whatever the case may be. But start with, start on the inside out. Cause I'm telling you now, if you don't put in the work to do that, you're gonna lose yourself super quick. So, super, super
Mhm.
important for people to, reignite themselves and discover themselves in a way where it can be beneficial for them. Because if it's that way for you, you can let that radiate to other people. So, I think that's important.
It, absolutely. You know, I would just like to say this: as long as you're still breathing, you have an opportunity for growth. If you want to change that direction in your life, as long as you're still breathing, you can do that. And I've seen folks overcome so many different things. So yes, as long as we're still breathing, we have an opportunity. So don't think it's too late, because it's not.
Never, never too
Right?
late.
So
Hey, Luther had a song called "Never Too Late." It's never too late, people. Never. I'm not gonna sing it, but you know what I mean. So you could
yeah.
do it.
Yes, yes. So my the theme of today is confidence in action, right? Confidence in action. You hear that, y'all? Confidence in action. So, confidence is a muscle, but just like any muscle, you gotta use it, right? Some of us,
Yep.
I'll speak on myself a little flabby, you know what I'm saying? So I might have to bulk up.
Why you gotta do the arm like that?
So, just like any muscle, confidence is truly a muscle and you have to use it. But unfortunately, we got to get in situations that feel uncomfortable to be able to build that muscle. So, think about that. Think about those times where you've been uncomfortable and where you overcame that. And the next thing you know, you was running the show. So, my question to you is, when do you feel most confident? Is there a time of day that you feel most confident? You feel most alert? You feel like, okay, I got this, right? Or is there a setting? If you walk into the office, you got this. For you musicians out there, when you walk in the studio, you feel confident. As soon as you get to the mic, you already know what you're about to do and put it down, right? So you walk into the boardroom, you already know what you're going to say and do and what you're going to make happen, right? So there's different settings where you might feel more comfortable. There's a setting I feel real comfortable in, and I thought about it the other day. And I know it's kind of corny, but the kitchen. I feel real
Okay.
comfortable in the kitchen. I
Okay.
enjoy cooking, and I had made some tacos the other day. And so my younger son, he's 26. So he bought some groceries. And so he had bought some chicken, and I cut the chicken up, and we bought our corn tortillas, and I put the tortillas and the oil and everything. And he was like, "Mom, your tortillas taste good." He was like, "Can you make some more tortillas?" And I was thinking, like, he does this all the time. But for me, that's that love. When I'm in there and I know I'm cooking for my family or cooking for my loved ones, right? Or my folks, it's like I want it to taste good. And it's just an energy, and it's the extra you put in it. And I was saying I feel real comfortable doing this, and it's a pleasure that I get to make other people feel good with this gift, right? And who doesn't want tasty, yummy food in their belly?
Hey, that's real. I love it. I
So,
mean, and it's interesting that you mentioned the food being or the kitchen being more of a comfort zone for you. A lot of people could take to the stage, doing music as a zone. Like they could be
mhm,
super awkward or weird in a sense, but then when they get on stage, they just full of confidence, electric, this, that, and the other. Like Michael
right.
Jackson comes to mind, but there's other people who have been extremely nervous. Keisha Cole said it at one point in time, like I feel more comfortable when I'm on stage as opposed to,
Mhm,
having a regular conversation with regular people about regular things. So it's very interesting.
right.
For me, um, I feel most comfortable being in a position to pay it forward, just
Mhm,
mainly because I always feel like, it's part of God's gift, right? Like I always feel like I was put on this earth to serve.
yes,
So I feel more comfortable with the capacity of being able to do that. When I
right,
don't do that or can't do that in a sense, and I've had moments where, I wasn't able to or couldn't,
right,
it's not even about for me, it's about the capacity of being able to do it for someone. To
right.
not do it is, it kind of hurts the soul a little bit too, but you still have to undress yourself in a way where, you still have to kind of live between the two worlds and still be confident enough to, put that effort in and be like, hey, I tried or I did, what I can do, or to a degree where that communication line is still open. I think that's vital or very important, especially when you're dealing with the confidence muscle that you say,
Mhm,
Jalinda, because I think, like you said, you gotta work it out. But how long that takes day to day to day to day. Not saying every
right.
day is gonna be a great day, but you gotta still flex the muscles and still, you know what? I couldn't do these curls. I couldn't do 10 of them. I did 5 today though. But at
Right,
least you did it. And that's important.
right, right. I will also say too, as a professional, by day, I work in education, I hold a master's degree. So I feel that it's my obligation to come across as confident as a professional, to learn my craft. I do work with policy and procedures, and my job is to guide others. So it's my due diligence to learn everything that I can so I can be in position to assist others. And it's very challenging because I'm working with faculty. And so they're just as educated as I am. They have their expertise in their field of discipline. Unlike myself, I'm there just to guide them with the policies and procedures. So sometimes it's challenging working with someone who may not want to take my advice.
Right.
And so I have to be confident in what I express to them and to be able to articulate it in a way that they will be able to not understand, but to receive it. Sometimes that's the hard part, is just receiving the message. And so for me, my confidence level picks up each time because it's like, oh, I got through that, right? That was a tough challenge. Or even if I'm having a meeting with upper management or I'm working with my dean, who may not be as knowledgeable in the area that I'm in. So I have to be confident in knowing what I'm saying is factual. So each time my muscle gets stronger and stronger when I'm faced in these situations, especially as a Black woman in these settings. And so my confidence level, it has increased, regularly, weekly. But with that, I have to reflect. And, I'll just be honest, I have to go into prayer because I'm weak by myself. So I have to go into prayer. I have to read scripture. I have to listen to other speakers and professionals who can guide me to get over those humps, to understand, how do I get over this? How do I understand what this person is saying really has nothing to do with me. It has
Right.
everything to do with them. So I have to be emotionally intelligent enough to know this, right? So I can be confident in everything I'm saying and doing, and realizing what's coming from them, whatever they're speaking, is just a reflection of their knowledge and who they are. And I have to stay confident in who I am. And so that can be an ongoing battle within our growth process.
So let me ask you a question then. If that's the case, it sounds like just from listening and comprehending what you say, because I still feel like that's a lost art of comprehension, in my opinion, people just saying. Somewhere along the line, you built the confidence enough in yourself to be able to flex that, to be adaptable as well, because I kind of feel like that is the case. Because some, like you said, some people can't do all these different, or some people just don't want to do it, or they just feel like, you know what, nobody's not going to hear my voice anyways, because I have a monotone voice, or whatever excuse they want to bring up or whatever. So Jalinda, when did it hit for you that you is has become not just confident, self-confident, but very adaptable to the public, yourself personally, your family, etc.?
Well, Charles, I've shared a little bit of my life. I mean, it had to be from the beginning, because I'm former foster, so I've had to be adaptable from the gate. As I've shared in my story, my biological mother left me when I was 4 years old. So from there, starting in the children's shelter at 9, and then moving around between family and then different group homes and foster homes, and being a runaway and living on the streets and adapting to, am I in San Jose, or am I in East Palo Alto, or I am in West Oakland? Like, where am I at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So growing up, I had to adapt. I had to adapt living with white folks, living with Black folks, living with religious folks, right? So I've always had to adapt, and I'm not uncomfortable adapting. I figure it's a gift. It's, people talk about pivot. I've been pivoting my whole life. Is that what you
Yeah,
call it now? Is
yeah,
that the trendy word for it,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Pivot,
So
pivot.
I'm calling
That
it
new word.
survival, right? I'm calling it my toolkit, right?
Right, right,
So I got
right.
to pull out all these different things that I have available to me to be able to speak and walk and to talk, and to be able to present myself in a manner that will allow me to survive, right? Back then it was survive. Now I'm
Mhm,
thriving. But then I
mhm.
had to survive in different settings that I was in. But yes, pros and cons. It's a gift and it's a curse, right? Those were challenging times in my life, but look what the gift it's given me, that I can use now when I walk into boardrooms or advisory settings, or, I'm also a Santa Clara County commissioner. So walking in these different settings, it's like, oh, this is nothing.
So if you're let's just say somebody's out there listening right now, or will be listening, very low on the confidence, their confidence level. Let's just go with a she, because this is a women's summit. Let's just go whoever she is. Her confidence level is so low that no matter what she does or says, she doesn't feel like she can do whatever needs to be done to be heard. What steps can she take in order for her to start developing this as she goes through the day-to-day journey of professionally? Let's just put that out there, because
Mhm,
sometimes I
mhm,
know it's hard to like you said, thrive in certain situations that's male dominated or whatever.
mhm. I would say you really need to have a mentor. You really need to have someone that you can go to, even if it's just one person. I know myself, I've been privileged enough where I felt confident enough to ask for help. And that's the first thing. If you need help, it doesn't matter what it's in. You need to have the ability to ask. And I'm going to say the confidence is going to start within. You need to know that you are worthy of an answer. So, whatever answer it is that you feel that's burning inside, just ask and know that you are worthy of that knowledge. Whatever it is, you must ask someone. So, for example, I was fortunate enough, my hiring dean many years ago, 25 years ago, she was someone I can go to ask for support. So she encouraged me to go to college. Yes,
Okay.
that was a hard ask that she asked of me. She saw something in me and she asked me to do that.
Hmm.
So once I earned my degrees, that raised a level of confidence. Now, when I get in these sticky situations where I may feel uncomfortable or I may feel as though someone has insulted me, I have relationships with different vice presidents and different administrators where I can go to them and ask them for advice on how to handle different situations. And now I'm just going, you ain't even got to have those type of relationships, to be honest with you, with technology.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
go ask AI. You can ask AI, why did this person yell at me? And AI will say probably because the person lacks self-esteem or feels insecure or feels inadequate. So they're just reflecting themselves on you, right? So you can go in there and you can ask anything. So if you don't have a relationship with someone, to ask management, what should you do? It does not hurt to go ask AI, y'all. We have to use these tools that are going to elevate us in our professions, in our careers, and in our bank accounts. We should be asking, how can we maximize our pension? How can I grow at my job? How can I be a better person? I have a clip on YouTube right now about work etiquette. You
Yep.
cannot say what you want to say at work if you want to be promoted, if you want to be in management, if you want to be a director. So you have to understand your emotional intelligence. You have to understand your rules of engagement. But at the end of the day, you need to know that you are worthy of an answer. So whatever your question is, if you do not feel comfortable asking another person, ask AI. Ask what you need to do to level up.
Let me ask you a question, and actually, perfect point, spot on. Use AI as like cliff notes. Because to
Yes.
me, I feel like if you do that, then you still be a seeker though and seek more information. As a
Oh
journalist
yeah.
myself, I still feel like, you know what, I'm gonna get the cliff notes from AI and then I'm gonna go ahead and manipulate it and keep looking and searching and stuff like that. Just don't end with just that.
Right.
But
Well, that's
let
in anything, right? That's in
yeah,
anything. Like with
yeah.
books, right? If you have one business book, I'm sure you got 5 or 6 or 10
I
business
hope
books
so.
that you
I
refer
hope
to.
so.
I still have a hard book dictionary and I have more than one, right? So, I mean,
Amen to
again,
that.
we have multiple resources. But again, if you want to ask someone immediately, how to overcome, but at the end of the day, I think it's on the inside. I think it's that worthiness to know that you are worthy, that you are worthy of respect, that you are worthy of dignity, and you are worthy of growth, and you are worthy of support. But you got to take the first step by asking for help.
Let me ask you this because I feel like and this is just me and maybe this is something you've either experienced yourself or others who have, but just for myself, I know before I've kind of evolved and set it to the place where I feel like I am not just confident but worthy in my direction as far as where I'm going or who I'm giving what to. I feel like there were pieces of my life where I felt like I was very confident, but still struggled in insecurities as well. And
Mhm.
it could be based on a lot of different things, not just, not physical per se, but it could have been somewhere directed towards a bunch of other things where some of that insecurities manifest and it leaked out in my confidence. Have
Mhm.
you experienced the collision between both? And if you, how was that manageable? I know some people like myself have struggled from that too. Hella confident, also insecure.
I think that's just being human. I mean, just like perfection doesn't exist, right? Unless you're drawing a square or a circle, right?
Hmm.
Or a mathematical equation. But just how that's just being human. I'll tell you something funny. So I've been wearing glasses since I was about 5 years old. So I always say my mother's side of my family is an attractive side of the family and judgmental.
All right.
So, so looks carry a lot of weight. And then plus, I come from a biracial family. I have cousins and half siblings that are black, white, black, Mexican, nephew, black and Asian, like just the whole gamut, right? Pretty hair, long hair, short hair. So for me, my grandmother, we called her Nana, my Nana, and they called me Boo. So she'd be like, Boo, you're a pretty girl, except for you wear those glasses.
Damn. Damn. Damn.
If only you didn't wear those glasses.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm a kid, right? So like I kind of got messed up early.
I can feel it. I can feel it. I
And
can
then
feel
I'm looking around me, my different cousins and siblings and whatnots, right? So anyway, so that was something that I struggled with for a long time. So if someone, growing up, if they said I was pretty, I'd be like, I am. But it's different. It goes back to what we started with. It's different when you know it on the inside.
it.
When you feel confident on the inside, it's different from when someone said, "Oh, you did a great presentation." But if you
Yeah.
don't feel like you did a great presentation, now it goes back to what you were saying, right? That confidence, that insecurity, right? It's like, yeah, I probably did do a good job, but I could have done better, right?
Right.
And I know that from personal experience because I feel like that, like every time I speak, I'm like, oh, let me go back, let me critique this. What could I have done differently?
Mm-hmm.
So I just think that's part of being human. And I think it's okay, especially when you don't allow it to stop you.
Right.
And then when you can tap into, where did this come from? Who told me this? Who gave me
Mm.
this false narrative that I was not pretty? Who gave
Wow.
me this false narrative of saying that I was not smart? Who gave me this false narrative of saying I'm a bad kid? Who gave me this false narrative of saying that I'm never going to be anything in life, right? So these narratives, they are given to us at an early age. And unfortunately, it takes hell and high water to battle that, especially if you're living in your home with that. If
Mm-hmm.
someone is daily, weekly, monthly feeding that negative narrative to you, that is going to shape you. So, this is why we have to fight daily to build our confidence, to build our self love, to build our self care, because we are fighting against these false narratives that were given to us. Just think, not even just our family, look at us as a Black community, the
Right.
false narrative of the Black family, right? They're saying it doesn't exist. Black men aren't good. They fathered a bunch of children. Black women are on welfare. Black women are angry. So these are false narratives that we have to fight through daily. And so we have to decide too, how much energy are we going to get into the negative of someone else's narrative, or feed our own narrative and feed our own passions and feed our own desires. But first, you got to overcome that negative narrative that someone else had been feeding you as a child or even in their current environments.
Facts. I think that's spot on. I just know that the struggle when it comes to like specific things like that is front and center for a lot of us. As we
Mhm.
spotlight women on this women's summit as well. Like I could see Julinda, the most
Mhm.
confident woman who's battling, growth in the corporate world or whatever it is, and then as vulnerable as can be when it comes to everything else, or
Yes.
just in the dark about everything else. And they, and sometimes, and I don't know, because you're a woman, so tell me, is it more compartmentalizing some of the other things going on around you, or just trying to manage how to be able to multitask both?
I think it's a combination of things. And I've seen this. I've seen I've seen it in my own life. I've seen it in other women's life. And I don't know if this goes well for men, but I know that they say that generally women will pick someone who is like their father, and generally men will pick someone who's like their mother, right? So unfortunately, many of us have grown up with absentee fathers in the home. We've grown
Hmm.
up with abuse. We've grown up with neglect, right? So now we have our own definitions of what relationships are and how relationships are played out. So that's where trust comes in. Some people have trust issues because their parents divorced, or They seen a lot of volatile relationships growing up amongst their family. So these are
Yep.
some deep rooted things that happen, that we really have to overcome as adults. That's why I think it's really important, to find those support groups, whatever it is that you need to tap into the root of the problem, right? Where did
Mhm.
this start? But once you get through the root of it, you can start having daily practices of affirmations. I am wonderful. I am enough. Some people don't realize they're enough. You are enough as you are. Yes, we all have plenty of room for growth, but no, today you are enough. And sometimes people do not feel that. And that's where self neglect and self sabotaging decisions come into play, because we're not loving ourselves and caring for ourselves like we should, because of the false narrative that we had received in our beginnings. So it's just really unfortunate. We can't go back, we can't change anything, and we don't know people's story. So that's
Right.
another thing. We don't know people's story. We shouldn't be judging people. We shouldn't be looking at like, oh, they should be doing this, or they should be doing that, because we don't know what someone's been through. We don't know what challenges trigger them, right? And triggers are very real, especially this day and time. Mental health is a big factor. We have people on different types of medication, people going through different types of med meditations and therapy sessions, seeking those answers. So luckily, there are a lot of people who are always seeking, and I think that would be key. Continue your journey. No one has the answer. No one has it 100. I was talking to my younger son. Like I said, he's 26, and I have a daughter 31, and my oldest, shoot, he's going to be 36 in February. And I was saying, parenting is not easy. No one has the answer. I'm proud of them all. They're all accomplished in their own right. But we've had some challenging times, some ups, downs, highs, and lows. And still, I'm still learning. He's a young man, and sometimes I talk too much, and he's like, Mom, I'm tired right now, and I don't have the bandwidth for it. And I give him that respect, but I had to learn to do that.
Sometimes it's okay if you acknowledge, like, you know what, I don't have it today. Today's not going to be that day. Not saying the day completely whooped my ass, but hey, I went down for the count for for a little bit. I'm gonna get back up, I'm gonna be all right.
Yeah,
But sometimes it's a little tough. I think confidence rolls into that as well. Sometimes you can have a wave of confidence, and some people feel like overconfident is a thing. Like, do you you laughing, but Jalinda, is real though. Some people feel like they are overconfident. Me personally, I don't think so. I feel like my confidence is okay and enough where I'm not like, and you know what overconfidence looks. It looks like brash, egotistical, this,
there
this,
it is.
this, this, this. But overconfidence, you can't get enough of confidence. I'm just saying. When
Yeah,
ego creeps in, then it becomes an issue.
yeah, yeah. I think it's good to be, we need to be confident. We need to know that we can be successful at something, right? We get in our car, we're confident we can drive to the store safely, right? So
For real.
we need to be confident, big or
Hey,
small.
because if you wasn't confident, you probably couldn't get in the car in the first place, much less pull out, back up, drive, do a U-turn, just stop at a red light, whatever, right? So I hope you, especially if you got a license, I hope you got confidence to get to and from. But like you said, not every you know what? Before it was like GPS and stuff like that, I had to break out a map and try to find a place to time it to or whatnot. You know what time it is, Jalinda. Like I had to do that. But I'm just
Please.
saying, like when in doubt, I had to break something out so I can be able to get that good assistance. And that, to me, that's being humble enough to know I ain't got all the answers because I don't.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they say when you think you know everything, you don't know shit.
For real, for real, for real.
The
But I'm okay
audacity.
enough to know. I feel like I know enough. Do I know it all? No. Why? Because I'm still asking questions. Even to this day, in this stage of my life, I'm still curious enough to want to know stuff. And I think
And
that's
we're
okay.
supposed to. We're supposed to. I was fortunate where my grandmother lived to be 91, and I remember in her 80s, she was taking classes at the senior center. And I was like, why are you taking computer classes? Like, what are you going to do with this?
That's dope.
You know?
That's dope. 91? That's what it is.
Yeah, but
That's what it
I
is.
mean, she had Alzheimer's in the end, but she was using her mind as long as she could. She said, because if you don't use it, you're gonna lose it. And while I'm still here, I still have an opportunity to learn. And so, I'm fortunate to be able to have seen that. And she was, still reading her Bible. She was still teaching classes. So, I mean, as long as you're breathing, y'all, you have a chance to learn. We have a chance to improve. And again, it's all about you. I say this all the time, and I know it might sound selfish, but it's really not, because it's all about you. When you love yourself, when you pour into yourself, you can do that for others, right? We
Into
can
that.
help build businesses. We can mentor. We can take it up the notch. But really, when you love yourself, you can give so much. But unfortunately, for some of us, who come from these broken backgrounds, it's a process to learn how to love yourself. And that's where that confidence comes in.
Indeed, because you're
So,
gonna have to, yeah, you have to, you have to start practicing that. And sometimes, like, deeper than that, you have to surrender to wanting to know, and you have to understand what that looks like. There's a total commitment you got to make to yourself in order for you to love yourself, and that's way important. Got a Marie Paula in on the tap in as far as the connects. Let's see if we can be able to get
My
this
God.
person here.
all
Hey,
righty.
Hey,
Welcome. So the question is, when do you feel most confident?
when I think when I know that I'm close to God. I know that I'm doing what I need to do to learn about spiritual matters and how to protect myself. Also, when I'm taking care of my body, like for instance, going to the gym on a regular, man, I could take on the world after that.
hey, love it.
Yes, and I love that. That goes back to strengthening the muscle, right? She's building her muscle within and her physical muscles. So, yes, that's what's all about, that spiritual
Want to
muscle and
answer the
that
question,
physical
Marty?
muscle at all times.
Want to talk? Okay, well, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys being leaders and helping get pouring into us. Keep doing great work. So, thank you
Thank
again.
you. Tune in
Okay.
next time.
All right, we'll do. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Marie. We also have Celine here on the tap in as well.
All right. So,
Celine, how's
Celine,
it
the
going?
question is she on?
Hi, it's going great. Good to see you, Julinda.
You too. How's the fashion world?
It's going great. After the event, I the fashion show, I have been on an up and up. A few people have contacted me, and I've had a couple sales come by the house and come by from my home studio. So I'm excited. I'm really like, I'm glad you opened that door up, and it gave me a boost of confidence. So I'm really grateful for that.
Well, I'm grateful for you too. And that's the word of the day about confidence. So I just want to share a little something with Celine. She's just one of these amazing young ladies out here who's moving and grooving. And she's had her individual struggles too, but she's been finding her way by surrounding herself by the right people, and that's elevated her confidence. So she had let me know that she had, some clothing that she wanted to sell, that she wanted to start building her platform. And I said, all you need to do is have your product. So I'm gonna tell y'all, she came to my office with her product in a duffel bag. And that's what she had, no website, no nothing. And I purchased from her. And now let's fast forward, y'all. Now she's having fashion shows, she has boutiques, she
Hey,
has rack of clothing, okay? She has gone from a duffel bag to where she needs a box truck to transport her items now.
Wow.
So her confidence has scaled her up in a way that has been magnificent.
Yes.
So y'all, if you need some beautiful fashion line, she has men and ladies African clothing, and we got to support one another. And again, I am astonished to see and inspired to see her confidence level and her inventory. Again, it just shows her confidence.
Thank you, Julinda. I appreciate that. I here. Let me see if I can work this. I
Hey.
really took honing in on community and the people who are positive and supporting me in my forward motion. Um, I I definitely had to take time for mental health. Get into a therapy group that is Black focused, which is Prana Mind in Oakland. That was a big help, and just reaching out when I need help, leaning on community and making sure that I support myself because I'm also an activist and I do other community work. And I got burnt out. It was heavy on me. So I'm in a place now where I'm learning to manage and balance those things, not keep working for free everywhere because that was,
Mm-hmm.
and
Facts.
just like as a
Mm-hmm.
foster youth, I was sort of always getting in trouble for asking for what I needed,
Mm-hmm.
especially as a youth. Sometimes my foster parents wouldn't want me to do extracurricular stuff. They just want me to sort of come home after school. And as like the vice president of the Black Student Union, I had to be there. I was in band, I was in choir, I was in leadership in all these groups. So it's taken years of unconditioning the punishment, that sort of came with stepping into leadership roles and sort of just walking in my power. So, Jalinda, I see you walking in your power when you came to our history class at San Jose City College and shared that you're a former foster youth. I was just blown away because you can't see it. You can't see the struggle on you, and that showed me how transformation is really truly possible. Mental health is real, and I take that
Mm-hmm.
serious. And sort of just pull my power back and pull it back in because I had been in situations that I had to relinquish power. So it took time to recondition myself to understand that it's okay. It's okay that if I don't do things perfect, it's okay to
Mm-hmm.
make mistakes along the way.
Mm-hmm.
There's that's the path of entrepreneurship, and that's the path to success is failing over and over and over again, constantly like changing your processes and assessing what's going on and making those changes as you go. That's not easy. You know, it takes a lot of self criticism, positive criticism, but also like looking at, hey, what patterns and behaviors do I need to change that
Mm-hmm.
are going to get me to my next in life? And one of the key things was definitely finding positive people who support my motion, and accept me for who I am. So thank you.
You are welcome.
Wow.
Yes, this is amazing. Charles, this goes back to what we started with. We have to have that self-love, right? Because we've been fed that false narrative. So now we got to fight through the false narrative. We're gonna make, jump off cliffs. Like I always said, I had a rocky past and I made it worse. And so, you
Thank
know, we got to go through therapy. We got to go through support groups. We got to go through community. And then we're like, oh, these people love us. And they said, I'm worthy of love too. And now I can love myself. And
yeah.
once
Right.
we love ourselves, now we got something to pour back. And it's amazing when you can meet people like Celine who want to receive love, because that's a
Yeah.
process too. And Celine, I know you and I, we didn't always receive love. It's like, what you want to talk to me for? What's your motive? What's your agenda, right? Because we have faced so many types of victimization in life and we no longer want to be a victim. So now we put up walls that we got to learn to put down so we can allow the people who want to love us and who want to feed into us to support us so we can be elevated. So, yes, Celine, and I just want to put a shout out right now. not only to you, Celine, but to Charles. This is like full circle of love where we're able to elevate one another, y'all. We're not just here for ourselves. I'm going to speak for Celine and for Charles. How can we help you win? Because this is a winning circle right now. You know what I'm saying? Celine, she's got her fashion line. She's doing fashion shows, whatever you need. Get to her, purchase something. If you need a fashion show for an event, contact her. Charles has got radio, he's got television, he's got everything. What resources do you need to get to the next level? I'm a speaker, I'm a motivator, I'm a writer. What do you need? I'm a mentor, I'm a coach. What do you need? And this is what this is about, this positive energy, because y'all can't say we ain't been through nothing. But I know right now, all I feel is love. I feel excited. I don't know what I'm going to do when the show ends because the energy is real. I'm going to have to go create something. So, I mean, I just want to say thank you to both of you, right, for sharing your love with me and trusting us to come together to have this conversation.
Hey, and the love is always returning. Celine, I just met you for the first time now, but to hear your story, meeting Jalinda with a duffel bag and a dream, and for you to like take these steps and evolve into something more, do something more. You're right. It's gonna take time, patience. Sometimes you're gonna stumble and fall. Nothing's never perfect. So you're gonna go on an extreme learning curve. But here's the thing that I see about you, and I can catch your energy, is that you try every day, and your effort is such where, to me, I always feel like a trying man or a woman is everything, because they sponges. They want to continue to learn, they want to continue to grow, they want to continue to stumble and fall sometimes, knowing that we're not perfect, but we still are. It's not even. It's Jalinda. You mentioned something about survive. It's survive and thrive, because to me, it's like we're in that presence now where we can be able to do what needs to be done to move forward. And I think that's the biggest gift that I feel like. And I want your fashion look to be a good look. So where can they find you at, and stuff like that, so people could get to know you a little bit more?
Yes, I have an Instagram, Kandaki Fashions, and Queen Celine. That's my name for music and public speaking. They can just DM me or even call or text. I'm also I just got added to the registry of Black business owners on the Black Leadership Kitchen Cabinets.
Virtual village.
Village. There you go. Shout out to GME for putting that together. So, and I'm here. I'm on East Side San Jose. You can call or text for a drop-in appointment. Let me know your sizes and what you need. I have men's clothes, women's clothes. I'm working on getting kids' clothes. So and I have jewelry. I have beautiful jewelry, beautiful pieces. So, and you can email me, kandakifashions@gmail.com. That's KANDAKE fashions@gmail.com.
That's wonderful. Yeah, girl. You had some good stuff. And I was very impressed and I'm very proud of you. So keep doing what you're doing because I know it's only going to get bigger for you.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I'm also trying to open up doors for youth, especially like high school and college students. And I was able to get two high school students and one college student and one college graduate
Nice.
model at the event. And I think that's big too, that the youth need opportunities. They need to be exposed to entrepreneurship,
Mhm.
opportunities to develop their own ideas. And I met those two youth over at Ujima. So it's been a working progress. I'm looking at building out some sort of internship or opportunity where they can come use this space and sort of run their own film project that they want to work on.
Mhm. Mhm.
A small studio, and I'm allowing them to use the space. So it's exciting that
Yeah.
I get to be the mentor as well and step into that role of leadership.
Right. But that's what it's all about. I think you're always going to be a mentor and a mentee because we can still learn from each other, right? So I can learn from you, you can learn from me, especially now that you done elevated. So you're going to put me on to some things, right? And so just like you brought the young lady with you who does the marketing and the branding. So again, we're just expanding, we're just growing our own network. So I know who to call if I need some African fashion, and I know who to call if I need some branding, right? So we need to have these regular meetups and these conversations about how do we take it to the next level. But we also want to acknowledge that it is a process, because we don't want anyone to feel insecure or any type of way because it's not moving as fast as they would like. Because just like anything else, it's a process. And so I've been asking a couple questions on the show. So since you're on here, I'm going to ask you the last question we have. It says, what are some of the positive things that people say about you?
Oh.
I'll let you marinate on that, but that is the question. So I want all our audience members to think about that. What are some of the positive things that people say about you? Because you are letting off something that people appreciate. And sometimes you're letting off something that people appreciate. You don't even know that you have to offer. So again, I just want you and the audience to think about, what are some of the compliments that you receive? And sometimes you might be frankly surprised,
Yeah.
but people can see so many different qualities in you that you may not be able to see in yourself. And one thing about this little exercise is it's reflection and it's appreciation and it's gratitude and it's love. Because this shows that people love you and they love you enough to take the time to tell you. So, and I mean, that's a plus, on many ways, because I've been critiqued and people can look at it as criticism, but I'm looking at it as critique, because if someone can take the time to see or hear your story and give you advice, whether you agree with the advice or not, that person took the time to read or hear your story. And they were so involved in your story, they felt there need to be some critiquing. So again, there's so many different levels of this, but what are some of the things that people say about you that's positive that they appreciate, whether you really accept it or not? So I'll go ahead and start and then we'll go back and forth. And so one thing that I know people say about me is my smile. So people always say, I appreciate your smile. Your smile lights up the room, right? And so, inside, I've learned to say thank you, but it took a while for me to get there because I had issues with my teeth, like a little bit of buck teeth. Now I'm getting older and, now they're getting a little discolored. So when people say that to me, sometimes I want to just say, thank you, but now I learned just to say thank you, right? I cannot push my insecurities off on these people. I have to just receive the blessing and just say thank you. And those little things, they do matter and they do make us feel good. So what's one of the things people say about you, Celine?
I second that smile. I complimented you. Smile for too. Um, for me, it's that I'm a powerful speaker, or they'll tell me I have a powerful story, or even just a powerful voice. It depends what if they witness me speaking, singing, or doing my poetry. People come up to me after I'm on stage and they seem like changed by it. Where
Mm-hmm.
I was all in the motion of like nerves and stage fright and revealing levels of vulnerability and
Mm-hmm.
really genuine, which can be kind of scary. But they told me like, oh my god, your words moved me, your words can make an impact. People have told me I should be like trying to do a TED talk, or some type of getting my voice out there to the world, to the masses. And it's scary to accept those kind of compliments. So it's taken years of just saying yes, thank you, and acknowledging that it's real for them and
Mm-hmm.
been real for me, that my voice can be such impact that it gives people chills. Yeah. So
That is something because I just said that to you, what, last week or so after the BLKC meeting. You have an amazing voice. You have a strong voice. You have an impactful voice. You have a spiritual voice that does reach the soul. And not only is it the voice, the tone, it's the message. Your message is real, your message is sincere. And I can see where it could be too much for some people. And I can see where some people could be afraid because it's so impactful. They don't know how to deal with that type of emotion. Like, what just happened to me right now? That's the type of voice you have to me.
Mm.
And I'm proud of you and I'm afraid of you at the same time because you can touch my soul, you can touch my spirit, and not everyone has that gift.
Mm.
And it's truly a gift. And you obviously have embraced what you have to offer the world. And again, I'm proud of you. When you spoke at the BLKC, you made me uncomfortable, but you made me proud. And I knew right then and there, I said, watch out, world. They need to be afraid because you are about to speak truth to power. And not everyone is ready for that because they got to go through their own journey and seek their own truth. And it goes back to how we started on this. We've been fed a negative narrative and we have to seek our healing. We have to seek our confidence. And then we can spread that word, we can spread that love. And that's where you're at. You're still growing, you're still researching, but you're giving so much. And you've given back to me. And I can honestly say, girl, thank you. Thank you as a grown ass woman. Thank you for being the person that you are. Thank you for being the leader. Thank you for being an advocate. Thank you for being resilient. Thank you for being confident. Thank you for believing in yourself. Thank you for never giving up. Thank you, Celine. And not only to you, but to all those women and all those young men. Y'all done been through something and y'all have colorful backgrounds. Thank you for overcoming
Yes.
because you were meant for purpose. You are meant not only to change lives, you are here to influence lives, and some of y'all here to save lives. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Whew. Thank you for having me.
Yes.
And it was very nice meeting you, Charles. Thank you so much. That's actually my family name on my side. Their last name is Charles. So it almost feels like a confirmation. I'm in the right place, Charles. Thank you for the positive feedback and giving us a platform to promote ourselves and this positive message that I'm sure is going to continue to shed light on issues and bring in positivity for our community.
Most definitely.
Can you all see and hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect. I appreciate it, Jalinda, for still keeping up because I had a power surge in my area, so I'm just getting all that stuff tapped back in. But I was off. I was like, wait a minute. But to see everybody still doing what they're doing and talking, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it some more. But I was able to listen to a little bit as I was trying to get logged back in. But I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you're still fighting the good fight every day. Nobody feels like, you know what, we all may feel like we've accomplished something, but there's still more work to be done. Like, and a lot of it comes into like just paying it forward. Like, I just want to see people be their best self when it's all
Mhm.
said and done. Like, if I could see that, then that's what a true legacy is. Because I always tell people, like, my company's name Next Legacy. It's not my legacy. I'm doing what I'm doing, but I just want to see everybody come up next and do more with what they got going on. So I can't thank you enough for sharing your journey, and I want to see continued success.
Thank you. I'd love to come back to the show and at some point and share about my lived experience as a former foster youth and also an unhoused college student at San Jose State University, fighting to raise the minimum wage, fighting to end student homelessness, and sharing my story with the nation for national homeless policies.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank
Love it.
you. All right, Charles, I know everything's about to wind down. What you got for us?
I appreciate you sticking through it because I thought once I lost everybody, I thought the whole thing was lost. So thank you for still continuing on with the tap in. I
I
love
could have
it.
sworn to speak for impact.
Hey, for real, for real. I mean, true to form right there. But no, I appreciate everybody for tuning in and making the adjustments and doing what needs to be done. To me, just speaking for impact is big because Jalinda's not, this is her company, but she's speaking for impact so others can be able to do that as well. So I think it's a beautiful thing to witness and see. Stay tuned for next year. Jalinda and I will be working exclusively together on a lot of different projects in 2026. We're getting ready to close down 2025 in style. So Jalinda, I couldn't ask for a better partner to be able to embark on future journeys with. So I'm excited about what that has in store for not just Speak for Impact, the brand, but also the fact that she can be able to use her platform to be able to inspire other people. So that's really what the mission's about. We did have a winner last November for the $25 Amazon gift card. We do still have names in the hat. The folks who tapped in and called in and spoke their voice, as well as the commenters, I have all their names, and I will put that in a on the wheel, and we will spin and see who's going to be the winner of that $25 gift card. All you got to do, people, is to join in and be a part of the conversation, and you are automatically uh in the drawing. So we will reveal that $25 gift card on the next go around. But we are, for this one, Jalinda, we always contact the winners. We email the winners. We let the winner know, hey, you
Mhm.
won. You can go get it, pick it up here, whatever. Like it's all good. It's all good. But also on the next one, we Jelena and I will have a new 2026 same platform, but we will enhance and we will go from 720p to 1080p. So that means I might have to shave a little bit. We might be a little bit closer proximity or something like that. You know what I mean? So we might have to. I might have to do a little something extra, but we
I
going
need a glam
1080p.
crew.
We we going 1080p in 2026, y'all. So saying all this is to say this has been a wonderful year of growth and development for myself, and to be able to have Jalinda beside me on this journey is amazing. And the best is yet to come. I mean, we're just now getting started.
Yes, thank you. Yes. So how are we closing out?
We're gonna close out by you saying whatever you need to say, and then we will close out with your intro.
All
So you
righty.
give a shout out. Tell the people where to go find you at. I already did it earlier, but you do it now. Where can they go find you?
All righty. Well, you already know you can find me on YouTube. Please subscribe, y'all. I'm trying to get more subscribers. So you're going to get a little bit of motivational. You'll get a little bit of poetry, some tips, some advice. I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun. So again, go to YouTube and subscribe. You can always find me on Instagram as well as Facebook. See that latest reel. All you got to do is click a like for me. That's all I need. And again, please book me if your company or your organization needs a speaker or you need a presenter. It's been a fabulous year. I've spoken at community colleges, I've spoken at senior living groups, I've spoken at the county level. I've also spoken to small one-on-one groups as well. So again, whatever you need, hit me up. Speakforimpact.com. You can find me. All you got to do is Google Julinda LeDee.
And there you
And you
have it.
will find me.
There you go. There you go. Happy holidays to all the people out there. Happy New Year. We won't see you back into 2026 on the Speak for Impact Women's Summit campaign hosted by Julinda LeDee. But This has been an amazing year. Thank you for being you, Julinda. I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you, Charles. See you next.
Speak for Impact is here to uplift and inspire you, for you to set your destiny. Do not let anyone deter you from your life, your choices, and your dreams. It's all about you. Honey, through the humps and the bumps, you'll be all right. Speak for Impact